SoundHound earnings is due on Thursday this week. Let's evaluate if SoundHound can beat the earnings and how much. And let's try to find out how high or how low it can go before and after earnings using financials and forward PE. Now, let's get started. You see this table on your screen. This has the financial history of SoundHound for last 7 quarters, starting from revenue through net income, then the margin percentage, EPS, free cash flow per share, and debt to equity ratio. And also I have quarter over quarter increase or decrease and year over year increase or decrease. So starting from revenue, you see quarter over quarter growth is positive, and also year over year growth is also positive and a big increase. Net income also 10% up quarter over quarter and year over year significant increase. Positive growth in the profit margin percentage, gross margin percentage, and also earning before interest, taxes, and depreciation margin percentage. And the EPS actuals is also going up, free cash flow per share also going up, and debt to equity ratio quarter over quarter no change, but year over year is going down. That's a very good sign. So in all of these areas, SoundHound is showing a very good growth, both in quarter over quarter and year over year. Now let's dig into further on the EPS. Now you see this table on your screen. This has the EPS projected versus EPS actual for last 6 quarters and also the earnings surprise. You see last 2 quarters, SoundHound missed the earnings, but before that, and all of these 4 quarters, they beat the earnings. So this quarter, the earning projection is 0.08 negative, and looking at the historical data, I am guessing that SoundHound should be able to beat the earnings because last quarter actual was 0.06 negative and this quarter projected is 0.08 negative. So projected value is lower than the last quarter actual. So it would be easier for SoundHound to beat the earnings in this quarter. And this should help SoundHound go up after the earnings, unlike AMD, SMCI, and PLTR. But the revenue guidance of the future outlook will be a key factor. But I'm guessing in the case of SoundHound, it may not be a limiting factor because looking at the historical data, the revenue growth is very good for SoundHound, unlike SMCI, AMD, and PLTR. And also, look at the historical last 52 weeks. The highest point it touched was 1025. At this point, SoundHound is 521. So lots of room for SoundHound to go up after earnings. So even if it drops after earnings, but eventually it will catch up. That's my understanding. Look at what happened last quarter. After earning release, SoundHound went down because they missed the earnings. But after that, you see, after a week or two, it went up probably from 4.96 to 10.25. That is more than 100% increase after the earnings in just 3 weeks. And also quarter over quarter growth is also positive. Q1 versus Q2, no major change, but Q3 is going up and Q4 is also going up. So Q3 and Q4 we see positive earning growth. Now let's talk about forward P ratio and try to find out the projected price for SoundHound before and after earnings. You see this table on your screen. In this table, I have the forward EPS, trailing 12 months EPS, and the adjusted closing price for last 21 days. And then I calculated the P ratio with respect to trailing 12 months EPS and also the P ratio with respect to forward EPS. We also call it forward PE. And also at this table, This has the trailing P and the forward P for last 6 quarters. And then I also calculate the median for last 4 quarters because last 4 quarters are more relevant. And then I have this table. This has EPS actual and the EPS projected for last 6 quarters. And then I have calculated the earnings surprise for last 6 quarters. Then I'm calculating the minimum, average, and the maximum value for last 6 quarters earnings surprise. So now I'm ready to calculate the mean, average, and the maximum value for SoundHound, and that is here. At this point, you see SoundHound P ratio is negative because the earnings are negative. So I don't know how long will it take to get the positive P ratio. Maybe 4 or 5 quarters from now, because next 4 quarters also showing negative earnings. So for minimum, I'm using the formula D4, that is EPS forward times L27, that is the median value for the forward P, and then I'm using the third factor, that is the minimum earnings surprise for last 6 quarters, and that gives 3.03, the minimum value of SoundHound. Average, same formula, I'm using EPS forward, then I-27, that is median, and the third factor is the average earnings surprise. So that gives average value 4.54. And the third one, the maximum, same formula, but instead of using average, I'm using the maximum earnings surprise, the third factor. So that gives 7.19. At this point, SoundHound is 5.21. And you already know that it went up around 15% today. By the time earnings is released, you will see volatility on the SoundHound stock price. It might go up or might go down before earnings. You won't see a consistent trend in next 2 days. So today it was 15% up. There's a possibility that it can go down tomorrow or day after tomorrow. But after the earnings, I'm guessing SoundHound should go up because it should be able to beat the earnings. But the caveat here is the revenue guidance. We have noticed in case of Palantir, the revenue guidance is not very exciting. And also, we saw in case of AMD. So revenue guidance or the future outlook is also important in the earnings. So watch for it as well. SoundHound 5.21 is still behind its maximum projected price. So after earnings, there is a possibility that it can reach to 7 by the next earnings, not this earning. That is due 3 months from now. So that's all about SoundHound. Thanks for watching this video. Talk to you more tomorrow. Take care.